Hey, Chillie Falls here, and as promised, the video that you're now watching is about the Mexican Caribbean beaches that have been plagued by brown algae. And as I promised on the live broadcast today, there are some pictures that will continue running through this video of various assorted Mexican beaches. Now, the reason that I'm pointing this out, this is not something that's brand new. It's just gotten a lot worse recently. Uh, if you're planning a cruise to the Western Caribbean with any of the stops in Mexico, you need to know that some of the beaches might be affected. Now, it's not necessarily all the time at the same beach, but they're having a lot of trouble, and the Mexican government is spending a ton of money trying to get the beaches cleaned up, and of course, it stuff keeps coming in. Earlier last fall, Barbados and Antigua had much the same problem in the Eastern Caribbean, and that situation seems to have gotten better. The algae, the brown algae, is called Sargassum. It's not actually seaweed, but it is an algae. The culprit is a brown-green algae, which is often mistaken for seafood. It's fouling the beaches and waters in Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Progresso, and Tulum, the Associated Press reported. To make matters worse, it smells like rotten eggs as it decomposes, and jellyfish, trash, and other debris get caught up in it, making the beaches hazardous. There's approximately 130 miles of coastline affected in Mexico currently. And they're saying that tourism could drop by as much as 30%. That makes for a big economic bite as well. At first, this situation first started appearing way back in 2011 off the coast of Brazil, and it's just gradually gotten worse and worse and worse, and it moves from place to place. Some places are affected ongoing, some places will get it for a while and will go away. Obviously, as you can see from some of the scenes with the amount that's in the water and back, it's not an easy job to clean up, and nobody seems to have come up with a real clear way of handling this and a way of fixing it. It's become more abundant in recent years, especially in Mexico, where the massive outbreak occurred late last year. It showed up at times in Florida, and again, it'll hit and go and hit and go. And nobody's quite sure why. Obviously, there's some folks that say it has something to do with climate change, global warming. I'm not getting into that debate. It's just that this stuff is growing a lot more than it used to. It's not all bad. It's actually, in the right amount, it's helpful to the environment. It gives the turtles a breeding ground. It gives them food and refuge for the babies. Number of animals, including sea turtles, birds, crabs, and shrimp, to have a chance to grow and go to full size. The problem is when it gets so much of it, then it becomes a deterrent to the environment. So it's a mess, folks. Mexico is launching a massive cleanup effort led by the country's Navy. The officials say that they're spending $37 million as we speak. So if you've got a cruise to the Western Caribbean, or if you're going to an all-inclusive to any of those locations, you want to be aware of it. You might want to make some other plans than going to spend a beach day. For instance, if you're in Playa del Carmen, for instance, or Progresso. Maybe you want to do an excursion to do something besides go to the beach until this mess is cleaned up, because you don't want to go to the beach and have it smell like rotten eggs all day. So anyway, that's the latest from Mexico. As we get more information on this channel, we'll be happy to pass it on to you. We regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industries. We have a live broadcast on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. in the morning. And if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, and cruises themselves, and Chillie Chats, where I interview folks from literally all over the world, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. And hopefully, folks, we'll see you real soon on a cleaned-up beach in Mexico. This is Chillie. Later, y'all.